Hey guys.
Hello!
What's that?
That is the Blink Me. It's based off of Forrest Mims's dual LED flasher, and it's a kit that we made for our hackerspace, the rabbit hole, hence the rabbit, and it's for our LED or learn how to solder night / pumpkin carving night. So I thought we'd offer these up for anybody who also wanted other blinky LEDs for super cheap. And we're just going to do the build video.
Okay.
Okie dokes. Alright. Let's see. So, this one has two 2N3904 NPN transistors. We've got two 10 microfarad capacitors. We've got two 470 ohm resistors and two 10K ohm resistors. We also have two LEDs. I chose, well, I'm still debating. I think I might do the orange and the yellow because they seem to be the brighter of the three colors that I have. I have red, orange, and yellow. The red seems a little dim, but so I'll show you guys that how I'm determining polarity in this when I solder it in, and yeah. So usually what I do is I go from left to right, and I think I'll leave the LEDs for last, but we'll at least put the NPN transistors and then the 470 and the 10K and the capacitors. So with this one you just follow the silk screen. Here's your NPN transistor. I'm just gonna bend one of the legs here just a little bit. How's your week, Whisker? Oh yes, and turn on your soldering iron too. Probably a good idea. So that usually holds in pretty well, and then I'm gonna put in, let's see, we got the 470, and 470 is your yellow, purple, brown, if my eyes do not fail me, and I hope they do not. And I'm putting the temp here, we have a Hakko, putting the temp at 350. Alright, let me do this off camera. Okay, and then, so there's that, and then I'll put the 10K on as well. And this one is brown, black, orange. And I'm using Whisker's technique of bending the wires at kind of like to hold the LEDs in, or the resistors in place. So I'll do that. Okay, so it looks like this currently. I'm gonna go ahead and solder this baby up, and then we'll trim the leads off. I like to make sure I clean the tip first, that I have my solder ready, and I'm gonna just put this against the pad and the leg. There we go. Oh, let me just Just make sure I'm moving this. Okay. And I usually like, when I'm soldering, I usually like to touch between the tip and the leg and just let it kind of soak in. Bam. Okay, and then using handy dandy nail clippers. These are like the worst, by the way, in the world for cutting nails, but just do a little snip snip.
They're really good at this job, though.
They are very good at this job. Get into little corners. See, and that is why they're not good for cutting nails, because they go flat out of your fingers. Like a rabbit out of a rabbit hole. Actually, they tend to go into rabbit holes, but... Alright, I think I'm just do a little... It's like the rabbit's getting a pedicure. Okay. And then we'll do the capacitor. And the capacitor, you'll notice that the plus sign is towards the center there. If you look at a normal capacitor, you've got one side that's usually got all of the details, and then you've got one side that's got a big old minus sign. That you can assume is the negative side, and this is the positive, otherwise known as cathode and anode. So anode is also A, cathode is C, in alphabetical order, positive, minus. So I'm going to put that in here. Do you know why polarity matters, Whisker?
On those?
In general, on capacitors.
Imagine it has to do with the materials they use. Not all capacitors care about polarity.
Yeah, like I think ceramic capacitors don't really care.
These use an electrolyte.
My, look at your hangnails. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and do the 10K, pretty much the mirror side of this. So I'm going to put those components on off camera, and then we'll take a look at them again. And if you ever have questions about how it's actually working, if you look up Transistor Circuit of the Week number 2 from some of our old videos, this is pretty much that same circuit. And I go through explaining with some simulations and whatnot why it's able to do what it does, and without requiring any chips like the 555 or what have you. Okay, I'll get the get this NPN in place. Okay. We'll do some solder tape. Clean your tip. It just soaks right down there. Bit of a tight squeeze. Okay. And then we'll do the manicure this time. Have you ever gotten a manicure whisker?
No.
No?
No.
I wonder how many men get manicures. And for that matter, how many women. Oh, I forgot one leg. Sleek. Just like butter. Okay. So we've gotten those, and then again we're gonna get the capacitor. The positive side, or the anode, is again towards the center. And as you remember, here's the big old negative, here's the positive.
Why is the positive symbol on the outside then?
Nope, it's towards the center.
Ah, I was looking at this one.
Yep, you're looking at the other one. Oh, that is for the battery.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm debating, even now, whether or not I should put like put a header there, you know, like a female header, instead of soldering them, but I don't know. I think I'll just solder it. And this runs off of 9 volts too. Alright, and the last thing before the battery is going to be the LEDs. So we have the 3mm LEDs, and I have red, orange, and yellow. Now you can never tell by the legs which one is actually the anode or the cathode.
Usually the long one is the anode, but not all the time.
Right. That's what they say, but I've had some situations where that's come back to bite me in the butt. So now I always make sure I check with a battery, and the easiest thing with these is just to use a 3 volt, like a coin cell battery, and if you just put it to one side. I think that's our orange one. Yeah, very pretty. You guys all know how much I like. Okay, and that's the red. Maybe I will use orange and red. Oh, you think that's too severe? And then here's the yellow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use red and orange. Red and orange. I'll use those because I like the clear business going on. So the longer leg in this case was the anode, the positive side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the positive side. Here. Okay, and then we'll get these soldered up. Okay, clean tip. I gotta add a little more solder to that. Inhale the fumes.
Don't inhale the fumes.
Inhale the fumes.
They're bad for you.
They make me feel so happy.
They don't actually make you feel happy.
Yeah, so if you end up getting unusually giddy from them,
It's not from the fumes.
it's not from the fumes.
They don't make you happy, they just kill you.
Kill you slow and painful death. Alright, So, everything is soldered on. Looks fabulous, looks fabulous. I'm gonna go ahead and solder the battery clip here. 9-volt battery clip. Very nice, very nice. Red is positive, black is negative, and the way I remember this is it's like red hot, and black is like the dirt, and dirt is like ground. Yes.
I'd have the wires come off the top.
Off the top? Really?
Mm-hmm.
But then if this thing sits in a pumpkin, then wouldn't you want the wires to come? Well, okay, I guess it can go through the middle here. We can do that. Either way, you can do either way. Just make sure that your ground and your whatnot are correct. Oh, okay. Oh man, look at that. It's like all up on its own. A little extra love. Oh, well, the capacitors like come in handy. Oops. See, that was a mistake. I didn't put it against the pad. Alright. That is soldered up. Now, we're going to test this. And this is actually the first time I've tested to see if this board works, so you guys are going to be as pleasantly surprised as I. Here's the 9-volt battery. Please. Woo! Woo! It's like the witches. Oh, I love it! Look at it. Dude, I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun to... The pumpkin's gonna be in there and it's gonna have eyes and it's gonna be like, hey, I'm totally flashing. Flashing you. Woo! That's very cool. I'm glad it works. Thank you, Forrest Mims. Your circuit will be forever enshrined in a pumpkin until it goes moldy. And then it will go into another pumpkin.
Alright guys, and you can find these on our Tindy store if you want one for Halloween.
Yes, I think so anyway. I think so. We'll see. They may be a little too popular at our hackerspace, but we should have 1 or 2 extra to sell.
Check the video descriptions for links to that.
Yes. Bye-bye.